Donna and William and Francis, and we decided to have a reading uh, from Goraknath. Goraknath was a yogi, and he he gave some wisdom through Sri Babaji, um, and it was registered by Sri Shastriji. In his own divine voice and by his utter grace, Sri Goraknath himself, through Sri Babaji, gave various teaching in Nepal, the holy land of Guru Goraknath. Through Sri Babaji's grace, the teachings were then passed to Sri Sardar Kamalo, Sri Shastriji, and Sri Goraknath revealed to Kamalo one great secret that, like a great mantra, is the essence of innumerable secrets. By his grace, Sri Goraknath Maharaj reveals himself from time to time in order to benefit people. This time he decided suddenly to reveal his divine teaching to 7 rishis present with him. That day at 7 in the morning in his room, he gave his divine message to the rishis, who were waiting blissfully. The rishis were astonished when they heard his words, which fulfilled their lives. The Lord explained that he has 6 Kailas mountains on this earth, thus bringing to light a deep mystery. The first reading is from the 24th of August in 1976. And Sri Babaji speaks, my main Kailas is in Herakan at the Kurmanchal region, where the whole limited creation of Brahma began. My second Kailas is at Mansavar in Tibet, where the Vaikuntha paradise is. My third Kailas is in Nepal, where saints and sages have received yoga and meditation teachings. My fourth Kailas is at Amarnath, where immortal stories were read to Sati, making her immortal. My fifth Kailas is in Kedarnath, where the Vedas and the Shastras were given to uphold the immortal path. And my sixth Kailas is at Mecca, Medina, where Pigambar started the religion of Islam. And Goraknath speaks, listen, Kamalu, to my wise words. Whatever happened, it is not the king's fault. It isn't his subject's fault. It's only the result of karmic actions. It is in order to escape from karma that you came to me and established your seat here. O King Kamalu, how will you be benefited? You remained in this world and roamed around following karma, unable to give it up. You gave up truth and the Sanatana Dharma, the internal religion, instead. So speaks Sri Goraknath with all his strength. From the results of previous karma, one creates more and more karma, and then goes to Mahakal, the Lord of Death. Go instead to the immortal and the liberated one. Then you will escape the circle of time. And Goraknath said further, why did you eat gold mixed with earth? Many Shastras and Vedas have been written, but only one Shastra has been written concerning liberation. All the other Shastras are easy to understand, but the one concerning liberation is difficult. Come to me if you want liberation. Then you will liberate and take across all those who sleep in this world. Kal, the Lord of Time, did not even spare Ram or Krishna, nor did he spare any saint or sage. Give up ignorance, knowledge, mind, and ego. Only then you will be able to escape the wheel of karma. Otherwise, you will drown in the world's ocean. Is it clear to understand? Do I speak all right?
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Knowledge, mind, and ego.
What's that?
Knowledge, mind, and ego.
Knowledge, mind, and ego. Give up ignorance, knowledge, mind, and ego, he
Yeah.
says. Only then you will be escape karma. Otherwise you will drown in the world's ocean. So speaks Gorakhnath. Listen, Kamalo, come and walk on my true path. Give up all negative karmas and keep a firm determination in your mind. Now that you have fallen into a small and bad river, how will you be able to cross the great ocean of this world? And Gorakhnath said, the sun has disappeared and so has the moon, but my words will last. Many creations, the earth and the sky, have been destroyed at some point. But the person who I take across this ocean and who will listen to my words is never destroyed. All other words may disappear, but the lines of my words are indestructible as the thunderbolt. Not even the Lord of Death will take it. Listen to my words, full attention, Kamalo. Lines written in stone may wear away, but my words will never disappear. Meditate on the great Lord of Time, Mahakal, who is the master of all. This is not an ordinary knowledge that simply makes one a learned man. Now, Kamalo, I'm going to the Himalayas. Today we shall end here, at the Ved Temple in Kathmandu. And then on the 25th of August in 1976, Gorakh has come from the north and has taken rest in his palace. Listen to my words, says Gorakh. Listen to my words of knowledge, Kamalo. Like the snake goes into shock when it loses its jewel and weeping, shakes its head left and right, and not having found its jewel leaves his body, so you too, Kamalo, losing the jewel of truth, were attracted by a sweeping broom. Time is running fast, and the knowledge of Gorakh will not come again. Forsaking the knowledge of Gorakh, you mixed the body with earth. Let the snake leaves its body when it loses the jewel. So you too, without my knowledge, are choosing dust instead. Gorakhnath says, and now, King Kamalo, listen to my words with attention. Only by giving up knowledge and science you will discover the realization and liberation of Gorakhnath. Not even Brahma, Vishnu, and Sanatan know this. I have taken many forms and many births. And only the crow Kabusundi has this knowledge. So listen now, Kamalo, with full attention. Whenever I destroyed the world, Kabusundi came inside me. When I offered him a beautiful form, he didn't like it. He preferred my black form as a bird. So the boon of victory was given to that bird immediately, so that he would never be destroyed. When nothing remains in this world, nor the earth, the sky, the day or the night, I will keep this bird in the form of light. I kept whatever did penance on this earth in the form of light, but they all mixed with mud instead. And Goraknath speaks in his palace. The one who is a little boy here will become a jewel on this earth. This child is a great being with a special destiny and has done great penances. Listen careful, Kamalo. Now I'm going to stay in the Himalayas. And then in Kathmandu on the 26th of August in 76, in the year of 76, in the morning, Gorak has come from the northern Himalayas and says to Kamalu, nobody is higher than the Guru. Nobody is higher than the Guru. And he repeats, nobody is higher than the Guru. This is Shiva. This is Shiva. This is Shiva. The will of Shiva. The will of Shiva. The will of Shiva. My will. My will. My will. From this great Upanishad and by the power of the word, Sri Goraknath speaks. Listen, Kamalo. Whoever obeys my will shall go to heaven, where Sadasiva with 3 eyes and 1,000 arms resides, and where Kali, Kal, Bhairav, Kankal, Bhairavi, and Mahakal abide by my orders. All gods and goddesses live there and possess 3 eyes. Whoever reaches that heaven does not come back anymore. It's my greatest place, and people live there like King Gopi Chand, who roamed about like a sadhu. These people have thrown knowledge, science, mind, and pride into the earth. Now listen, Kamalo. Whoever goes to my place gets the divine third eye and resides in an immortal world. Great yogis and yoginis have tried to come there, but because of attachments to their form of penance and because of their ego, they cannot reach their place. And Sri Goraknath speaks, listen, Kamalo, O flower fakir, the only one who comes to know my abode is the one whose body, mind, and physical aggregates have died. The only one who is left only with the name of God. Listen now with full attention. Ravana got in trouble because of pride. Sita got in trouble because of attachment to form, and Bali Raja got in trouble because of attachment to wealth. And so each one of them remained at the same place. During a yoga, only one individual can understand my mystery. The others remain where they are because of ignorance. If even gods, sages, and saints do not understand the mystery of my Maya, how then, Kamalo, will you be able to cross over? The words of Goraknath can carry anyone across, so that he will never have to come back in the 84 million possible forms of the cycle of existence. So spoke Sri Goraknath before and gave this knowledge to the 9 Naths. Now I am giving the same knowledge to you. Gorak is going now to the Himalayas, and the 5 rishis will listen to me, will to the teachings. Today the talks ends here.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Any questions?
So was Sri Goraknath someone Babaji was following?
These scriptures are quite mystical, and I can be wrong, but as I know, Goraknath was a disciple of Babaji, but a very long time ago, indeed in Nepal in this time, um, Babaji had, as he said, a Kailas there, a mountain, and that was the time he had his relationship with Parvati. And Nepal was a kingdom led by Himawat, and it was the most favorite place of all yogins and saints. They would like to be in the vicinity of Lord Shiva and Goraknath, and next to Goraknath, Dattatreya was the closest disciple, and they were mystical disciples. They had such great knowledge, which surpassed, as they even said, gods and saints, many other saints. And
Yeah, Goraknath is in the history of India. He is a great guru. He is a guru of many directions of monks, etc., of sadhus. So he's known. So in this story, it was Goraknath who spoke through Babaji. You can say his spirit or whatever. But he was an old student of Babaji. But he became enlightened, enlightened being far beyond everyone, far beyond complexity. He is very simple, very.
He was speaking, Babaji was speaking through him, or he was speaking through Babaji?
He was speaking through Babaji.
Mhm.
they had a Wi-Fi connection, but in the old way, not in the modern way, but this kind of yes, he
And
what
Shastriji was there.
what is, say it again, Willem?
Shastriji is Kamalo, the
Kamalo,
Shastriji.
yeah.
He was there, and so it was to Shastriji via Babaji that Goraknath spoke. With
Yes,
the Wi-Fi of
of
we don't know anymore.
the old type of Wi-Fi. Yes, and yeah, as you heard, um, what Goraknath said, you don't only throw ego away, but you throw knowledge away. But it is not divine knowledge which he is speaking, it's the knowledge of attachment. Our intellectualism, our so-called knowledge is often what we are attached to. And, he also advised to give an end to that kind of knowledge. It's, I think, Goraknath is speaking about spiritual stuckness. even when you are a great saint and established and rewarded and regarded, then still you can be stuck because you're giving your knowledge, and the Gorakhnath says more or less, don't get attached to your knowledge.
Yeah, the attachment, non-attachment is I think, is the great teaching
Hmm.
to anything, not even to your body, not to your knowledge, not to your ego, not to your possessions, not to your beauty, nothing. Just with the name of God, just with God in your heart. For me, it's very inspiring to hear Gorakhnath.
Yes, Gorakhnath is beautiful.
But even with God, it can take so many forms. How if you have no how if you have no attachment, how do you live in the physical? Is my question making no sense?
No, that's the best question you can ask, because mm, people can function in this earth with everything, with beauty, with wealth, with knowledge. It's only about the attachment.
Yes.
And mm, that's that's I think exactly what Babaji and Gorakhnath are giving to this kind of liberation we are talking about. Doesn't mean not doing your job or not spreading your knowledge or not being beautiful, but it is about not being attached to it. But this non-attachment is not by throwing it away. It's a psychological process of being more identified with the eternal self than with your beauty or your wealth or your task or your knowledge. And that's very difficult for people to be understood. And I think it's highly misinterpreted also in the world, because people forsake the world without finding God. You don't need to forsake even your kingdom or everything you have, and you can be liberated. We had one king, a very famous king. It was the father of Sita, who got the highest forms of liberation, and he was a just king, a good king. He had a beautiful daughter, and also he had his wife, and he was attached to nothing. And he was a great teacher also. He was teaching monks and celibates, and he was teaching sadhus, and he was respected by all of them because of his great knowledge without giving up his kingdom.
Mm.
So, what Gorakhnath is speaking about is a mental state of liberation, and it's not needed to throw everything away. If you're doing these things as a duty to mankind or to your environment, this you shouldn't throw them away. But you shouldn't be attached to them, as it makes you end up unhappy. it's a it's the best question you could ever ask.
Yeah, there is also a story of Sukadeva, and he had to go to this king, and his main question was about attachment. What is attachment? How to live uh, unattached? And then King Janaka, the father of Sita, he said to him, just take a bar of milk, completely fill it, and now you will walk around the city, but I will send you two guides. And as soon as you drop one drop of milk, they are instructed to cut your head. So he was, Sukadeva went, and he was very afraid to have even one drop of milk spilled. And when he came back, he Sukadeva asked. And how it was? Well, how was the city? How did the city look like? Well, I didn't see nothing. I was only busy with taking care of the milk. And then Janaka said, so in this way you should remember God always. And at the same time you see the things, but you should always have your mind on God, like your mind was now on the milk. You should always have it on God. And that is non-attachment. In fact, you are completely attached to God. That's a non-attachment of the world.
Maybe we should do this exercise with, there's an alternative. You can have a egg on a spoon, and then walk through the city, and
We had this exercise on horse camps to do the same advanced option on the horse.
oh really? And how did it work?
I didn't drop one.
Oh, good. Good concentration.
I never knew if the egg is boiled or unboiled, but I can't life. This is such a beautiful metaphor. So
It is.
it doesn't matter what God means to you. It can take many forms to different people.
Yes, absolutely true.
Otherwise, it's hard. It's hard to have non-attachment.
Yes, I think non-attachment has been highly misinterpreted by also throwing your duties away. Your duties, no need to throw away, whatever they are. But the non-attachment is a process independent of it. It's kind of enlarging your mind and concentrating on God more. Take time for self-realization as the highest duty, and then continue your worldly duty, whatever it is. Like, for instance, the seed bank or whatever.
Yes, do your duties, but don't be attached to them.
Yeah, it's helpful. Yeah, like it's easy to. We can have better and worse moments. It's easy to like swerve into greed, and it's whenever one has a good intention of non-attachment and only taking for themselves what they need, and no more, then I feel everything flows in regards to we are given what we need provided. But if we get lost in an attachment, then we come across resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I had a difficult day today, and I feel this really helps, realign the vision. But I also a great question comes. I want to ask you is what does it mean to be enlightened? Because so many people can have so many ways of explaining it, and I wonder what your aspect on it is.
For me, enlightenment is if you can continue to feel love for people in spite of all the ups and downs, stay practical, stay helpful for people in a world which is complex, and that you can also ignite love and light in other people's. It means you are a candle. You bring some light, and enlightenment doesn't mean you don't have space to grow, but you have a positive life supporting influence on others around you. So it's not necessary to you know everything, or you are almighty, and all this kind of thing. Um, Enlightenment, it means you don't live in darkness. You know that you know yourself, and you are able to give a heart to other people, some light to other people. It's like being a parent, but a spiritual parent. Instead of only giving food and clothing, you give light. You
Yes.
give security, confidence. You give good feelings, and this light grows. This is what Babaji did with us. He gave us a little bit of light, and we ourselves have to we have to guard our candle, give oil to our candle so that the light doesn't go out.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Mm.
What about you, William?
Enlightenment. Well, in the context of this non-attachment, it's non-attachment. If you spread the light, the attachment has no value anymore. It's like darkness is going away. I think I agree very well with what Francis said. That the love in your heart is also the light in your life, brings also the light for your life, and that makes enlightenment possible. And you are able to navigate in life. You don't know everything, you don't see everything, you don't, but you are able to navigate in life. I think that's also a part of enlightenment.
So consciously live.
Yes, consciously live.
Spread positive. I always thought enlightenment was related to like resolving your karma. But from what you said, it means there's always room for growth and you can never complete this cycle, even on the spiritual realms, like in the reading today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to overcome your karma is also comes forth from enlightenment. If you are not attached to your karma, then you have overcome your karma. Still, you are active.
Probably the hardest step to overcome, maybe.
Mm-hmm. We cannot be without action. We can be, that's I understand, without identification with action, but not without action. We are always there is action. As long as we live, karma is action.
Yeah, we spoke about this, that karma is not bad, so it's resolving the just stopping whatever doesn't serve right now and just serving positivity.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get rid of that. It's just such a strong belief that's been embedded in me about karma, that it's accumulation of something bad. And Francis said so many times, karma, you're okay, you're here right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to resolve, just do the good things. The Sadhguru says the same in the book Karma. It means just like taking the driving a steering wheel
Right.
in.
Yeah. Yeah. Muniraj said is just doing what is in front of you, doing what comes to you.
Why did we have such amount of information that? But we have like the so so there is like a circle of karma that one can. We had the reading today said that you can get stuck in a cycle if
Mhm.
you don't follow God. So what is that cycle?
I think
Maybe. Oh,
it's about the attachment to whatever it is. Mm, if you are in a circle of your work and you're too attached, it's even in modern career planning. You know, it also has to do with seeing your life in a longer perspective. If you're too attached to, oh, I'm very good in this and I'm doing this all the time and I'm helping people with this, I'm on the customer service, I'm a very good customer service, and everybody's happy with that. But you're so good that you're attached to it, and you want to stay in that position. You're staying in that position because of it. Somebody worse than you thinks, "Hmm, no, I did this job for 1 year, 2 years. For me, it's good enough. And he's open for something else. And to your amazement, he's making a career advance. And you, in your perfection, you're still doing the same thing all the time. You're doing it over and over, and everybody's happy with you. Your manager says, "Oh, you're so good." And I think it's also in life. If we are too much attached in the things we do, we can't grow. We must allow our inner spirit to push us forwards to a next level.
This is just so beautifully explained. Uh, it seems so simple now that you said it. Um, so just because somebody is at this customer service um, position and they're happy for a long time, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it serves them, but they don't have growth. And I just had a big aha moment. So basically, all this talk about karma and resolving your karma is itself being stuck in the attachment to this karma.
Mhm.
it can also be attachments to certain habits which you can get rid of. Because if you are too much attached to habits or you repeat it time after time, you can get attached and it can be difficult to go into another habit which is maybe more worthwhile at a certain moment. And same karma, same habit, same thoughts, same happiness. You can be positively uh, have positive habits which are also can be blocking somehow also. Go with the flow. I think this is it.
Mm, mm.
Okay, I'm myself very curious what I will put a note in this book, and we will continue next week if you agree. For me, this teaching of is very nice.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
me, I don't
definitely.
know.
Then we thank our listeners and come back next week for the continuation of the wisdom of Goraknath from Kathmandu in Nepal, spoken out to Kamalo Shastri, a wise man from India, through the reception of Sri Babaji.